Do you enjoy having conversations?
Yes, I absolutely love having conversations. I find it fascinating to exchange ideas and perspectives with others, whether it's a deep discussion or just lighthearted banter. It's a fundamental way we connect as humans, and I always learn something new or gain a fresh insight from talking to people.
What do you usually talk about with your friends?
With my friends, our conversations can vary widely. We often discuss our daily lives, share updates about work or family, and talk about current events or trending topics. Sometimes, we delve into more personal experiences or offer advice to each other, but there's always a comfortable flow to our discussions.
Is it easy for you to start conversations with strangers?
Honestly, it depends on the situation. In some contexts, like at a social event or a shared interest group, I find it quite easy to initiate a conversation. However, in other settings, like on public transport, I might be a bit more hesitant. Generally, if there's a clear common ground, I'm quite comfortable.
Do you prefer talking face-to-face or communicating online?
I definitely prefer talking face-to-face. While online communication is convenient for quick updates, nothing quite compares to the richness of in-person interaction. You can pick up on nonverbal cues, tone of voice, and immediate reactions, which makes the conversation feel much more genuine and fulfilling.
What makes a good conversation for you?
I definitely prefer talking face-to-face. While online communication is convenient for quick updates, nothing quite compares to the richness of in-person interaction. You can pick up on nonverbal cues, tone of voice, and immediate reactions, which makes the conversation feel much more genuine and fulfilling. Thinking back on the many conversations I've had, one particular chat stands out vividly in my mind. It happened about a year ago with my closest friend, Aisha. We found ourselves in our favorite quiet cafe in our hometown on a rather rainy Sunday afternoon. What began as a simple, relaxed catch-up soon blossomed into one of the most profound and meaningful discussions I've ever experienced. Our discussion centered entirely on our futures, what paths we envisioned for ourselves, our current feelings about where we stood in life, and our deepest hopes and anxieties. It was a time of considerable uncertainty for both of us. Having just graduated from university, I was wrestling with the dilemma of whether to continue with further studies or embark on my professional career immediately. Aisha, meanwhile, had recently made a significant career change and was questioning if she had truly made the right move. We talked for what felt like hours, delving into our aspirations, the subtle pressures we felt from our families, and even the unspoken fear of not living up to our own expectations. It transcended mere pleasantries. The conversation was raw, incredibly honest, and ultimately, profoundly comforting. We were comfortably settled at our usual table right by the window, captivated by the rain gently streaming down the glass outside. The inviting, warm atmosphere within the cafe somehow made time seem to stretch and slow down, creating a perfect bubble for our deep exchange. Despite the serious nature of the topics we covered, the conversation remarkably left me feeling much lighter and clearer-headed. In fact, it provided me with the much-needed insight and courage to make one of the most significant decisions in my life, to confidently apply for a master's program overseas. This particular conversation remains etched in my memory so clearly because it truly marked a turning point in my personal journey. It served as a powerful reminder of the immense value of genuine friendship and how simply sharing your innermost thoughts with someone who truly understands can fundamentally shift your perspective on challenging situations. It also brought home the realization that so many of us silently grapple with similar self-doubts and anxieties, and that opening up can be an incredibly healing experience. Ultimately, what makes it unforgettable isn't just the specific topics we discussed, but the profound emotional depth of the exchange, the palpable empathy, unwavering support, and unwavering honesty that flowed between us.
How has technology changed the way people have conversations?
Technology has undeniably revolutionized how people communicate, fundamentally altering the nature of conversations. While it has facilitated greater connectivity, allowing us to converse with individuals across vast distances almost instantaneously through video calls, messaging apps, and social media, it has also introduced new dynamics. For instance, the prevalence of text-based communication often means conversations lack the richness of nonverbal cues and tone that are present in face-to-face interactions. This can sometimes lead to misunderstandings or a superficiality in exchanges. Moreover, the constant availability of digital communication might ironically diminish the quality of in-person conversations, as people are often distracted by their devices. Despite these drawbacks, technology has certainly made communication more accessible and diverse, broadening our conversational reach in ways previously unimaginable, even if the depth sometimes varies.
Do you think people have more or fewer meaningful conversations nowadays?
That's a really insightful question, and I believe the answer is quite complex. On one hand, the sheer volume of daily interactions has probably increased due to social media and instant messaging, but the depth of these exchanges might have diminished. Many online conversations are brief, performative, or lack the sustained engagement that fosters true meaning. People might be having fewer genuinely meaningful discussions face-to-face, as digital interactions often replace them. However, it's also arguable that technology allows for new avenues of meaningful connection, especially for those in niche communities or long-distance relationships who might otherwise feel isolated. So, while the type of meaningful conversation might be evolving, the overall quantity could be contested, depending on how one defines meaningful.
What are the essential qualities of a good conversationalist?
A good conversationalist possesses several key qualities that make interactions engaging and enjoyable. Firstly, active listening is paramount. It involves truly hearing and understanding what the other person is saying, rather than just waiting for your turn to speak. This leads to thoughtful responses and demonstrates genuine interest. Secondly, empathy plays a crucial role, allowing one to connect with the other person's feelings and perspectives, fostering a deeper bond. Furthermore, a good conversationalist is often curious, asking open-ended questions that encourage elaboration and exploration of ideas. They should also be adaptable, able to shift topics smoothly and read the room to gauge the other person's comfort levels. Finally, authenticity and a touch of humor can make any conversation more memorable and enjoyable, creating a relaxed and inviting atmosphere.
How can people improve their conversational skills?
Improving conversational skills is a journey that involves conscious effort and practice. A fundamental step is to practice active listening, focusing intently on the speaker rather than formulating your next response. This demonstrates respect and helps you understand deeper meanings. Another crucial aspect is to ask open-ended questions that encourage detailed answers beyond simple yes or no, thereby keeping the conversation flowing. People should also strive to be genuinely curious about others' experiences and opinions, as this natural interest makes interactions more engaging. Additionally, expanding one's general knowledge and staying informed about current events can provide a broader range of topics to discuss. Finally, practicing empathy by trying to understand different perspectives helps in building rapport and fostering more meaningful connections, ultimately enhancing one's ability to converse effectively.
In what ways do cultural differences affect conversations?
Cultural differences significantly impact conversations, often shaping how people express themselves and interpret messages. For example, some cultures prefer direct communication, valuing clarity and explicit statements, while others favor indirect communication, relying more on context, nonverbal cues, and implied meanings. The acceptable level of interruption or silence during a conversation also varies widely. In some cultures, overlapping talk signifies engagement, whereas in others, it's considered rude. Furthermore, topics deemed appropriate for casual conversation can differ greatly, with certain subjects like personal finances or politics being taboo in some societies. Understanding these nuances, such as personal space and eye contact, is crucial to avoid misunderstandings and foster effective cross-cultural communication. Being aware of these subtle but powerful cultural norms can greatly enhance the quality and success of international interactions.